I mean, how do you justify this?
No, why? On what basis?
Mr.
No,
Chandan
I'm
Mitra,
asking.
by referring...
On what basis, Dr. Singhvi?
Mr. Chandan Mitra, by repeatedly referring to these words, is reducing a substantive discussion to a farce, complete farce. Mr. Mitra has not answered any of my two questions, which are actually an answer to him. The first is, after the Kargil, did he stop meeting the Pakistanis? Why did he invite, question number two, why did he invite Parvez Musharraf to Agra? Why? Please answer that. Thereafter, you had parliament attacks. Why did you not stop talking?
Sir, you want to go back because I think Abhishek Manu Singhvi, you want to dodge the
That's
president.
one answer.
No, I think you want to dodge the president.
The second answer.
I think you want to dodge the president. I think you want to dodge the president. I think you want to dodge the
parliament
president.
attack were the two most serious
How many times will you do it?
No.
And Mr. Vajpayee and Dr. Chandan Mitra's party talked about.
Dr. Singhvi, Dr. Singhvi, you want to dodge the president?
I have told
why
you
did the
that
Agra talks
2611 is central
You must
to our
also remember why the Agra
and
talks broke.
2611 has shown progress.
Sir, you want to dodge the president? Sir, you want to dodge the president?
Pakistan has been shamed, embarrassed, globally and criticism. They have made progress. They have sent two commissions.
Really?
They have tried to. They have accepted officially.
So you think they have made progress?
They have accepted for the first time that these people were Pakistanis. So there is some progress. Now, it is true that Hafiz Saeed is not, and on that we are fully putting pressure on Pakistan.
I am stunned that you are thinking
much
they have made
more progress than was made when Mr. Parvez Musharraf was called to Agra.
Sir, you actually are saying
that.
I am sorry.
I
don't want to go back to
I have the Congress spokesperson on television tonight admitting...
broke.
No.
Because they did not admit to cross-border terrorism. And here you have considered Balochistan.
Why did you call him after Kargil? Why did you call him after Kargil? Why did you call him after Kargil?
We called him in a genuine effort.
Why did Mr. Jaswant Singh accompany your dear friends to Afghanistan? Why did Jaswant Singh accompany them to Afghanistan?
Dr. Singhvi?
You were Rambo and Jingoism rolled into one. Why did he went to Afghanistan?
One second.
Why did he go to Afghanistan?
Dr. Singhvi, can I
None of our
ask you
foreign ministers have
something?
done that.
Will you allow any questions tonight?
No,
will you allow any questions tonight? No, one second, Dr. Singhvi.
You are considering
Dr. Singhvi, one second.
point which Pakistan raises.
Dr. Singhvi, I want to ask you just one simple question. One simple question,
please.
please.
From both the anchor and the BJP continuously.
Please allow me. Please allow me tonight. Please allow me. I have heard the Congress Party spokesperson,
I should be saying that.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, on Newshour tonight, saying that he believes that Pakistan has significantly progressed on 26/11. I don't know.
Significantly is your word.
I don't know.
Significantly is your word.
I don't know. Well,
significantly is your word. As
progress.
You said.
Progress.
Progress has been made.
Progress. I don't know.
Only by putting international pressure will there be continued progress, not by sulking.
Dr. Singhvi.
Only by, and this progress has been made because of continuous pressure by
the government of India.
Dr. Singhvi.
If the government of India can't put any pressure, what about international? You're running to Papa and Mummy.
Government of India has put pressure. Government of India has put pressure.
Where?
They escaped your attention.
And therefore they keep coming.
Large amounts of pressure. Did Pakistan accept that Kasab was a Pakistani national? Did Pakistani accept that they were Pakistanis at all?
Okay.
Did Pakistan accept that they were Pakistanis at all?
And your
did Pakistan have a trial started there? Did they send a second commission? Did they
continue.
participate?
When you
all these are inconvenient facts, which your jingoism and adjectives make you forget, Mr. Mitra.
Dr. Singhvi, 1 minute. Dr. Chandan Mitra, 1 minute.
Dr. Singhvi, you were not in the house. You should have watched the mood of the house. I got up and said and repeated the dialogue of Sholay.
Our mood is no different. Our mood is no different.
And then others said, "Tum 5 maroge, hum 50 marenge." This is the language in which we want you to reply. Will you do it?
The mood of the our party's stand is based on deeds, not on adjectives, which you believe in.
Now, Dr. Singhvi,
adjectives and jingoistic noises for political
Dr. Singhvi, 1 minute, please. May I come in, please, into the discussion? Please allow me. Please allow me, gentlemen. Gentlemen, allow me. You see, Dr. Singhvi, the problem with your government is that somewhere there is a growing feeling, and allow me to speak, please, that in UPA 2, Manmohan Singh is trying to rush towards creating history with Pakistan. Which is why a few weeks after being elected in a second term, Sharm el-Sheikh happened. If I'm not mistaken, I remember June 16th, 2009 was when Sharm el-Sheikh happened. And I don't have to tell you the embarrassment that it caused when India, in an extreme and unbelievable act of magnanimity, issued a statement that delinked terror from the composite dialogue process. From then to now, there has been no achievement. Right? You know what has happened. You are completely aware of what is going on. I will not even ask you whether you think Sonia Gandhi is being jingoistic today when she says the government must do something vis-a-vis Pakistan. Now you asked me, I don't go by what Sartaj Aziz says, I go by what your foreign minister says. Your foreign minister was asked a question specifically on 26/11 trial, and he said this is what we have discussed. In other words, he discussed 26/11. And as I have told you, it is time to move forward. I just want you to tell all the people watching the News Hour tonight, Dr. Singhvi, that you genuinely believe that in the absence of any progress on 26/11, with continuing infiltration, continuing violence, the beheading of our soldiers, I'll just take 10 more seconds, please. Your Prime Minister said in January, 10 more seconds, you wanted 120, I'll take 10 more. The Prime Minister said in January, after this dastardly act, there can't be business as usual with Pakistan. Those who are responsible for this must be brought to the book. Were those empty words, Dr. Singhvi? Were those empty words?
Now, can I answer a question, or is the question never ending?
The question is very brief.
Is the question never ending?
And very specific.
Let me break up your question into various parts.
Same question to you repeatedly.
The first part of the question is Sharm el-Sheikh. Irrespective of the most malevolent interpretation of Sharm el-Sheikh by the BJP, Sharm el-Sheikh is less than a fraction of 5 things.
It was straight.
Can I complete? Okay, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish his adjectives. More adjectives.
And you say that
more adjectives.
We are
more adjectives.
How do you dare say this?
Now, if he has finished with his adjectives, because he can't face facts. He can't face facts. Let him have his say. When you give me time, I will answer. When you give me time, I'll answer or not. When the BJP stops interrupting, I'll answer.
No, the question was that your Prime Minister said.
When the BJP stops interrupting, I'll answer. There are only 2 adjectives Mr. Mitra is using the whole program. Crawling and obfuscate. There is no third adjective available to him. Obfuscate and crawling.
The Prime Minister said after this
Mr. Mitra is using 2 adjectives repeatedly.
The Prime Minister said.
Can I now answer? I have no problem. I can leave your program without answering.
No. Prime Minister said after this dastardly act, there can't be business as usual.
I can leave your program without answering.
Were those empty words?
Yes. Now I can hear pin drop silence. Can I speak?
Yes, I'm waiting.
Now I am sure within 5 seconds Mr. Chandan Mitra, unable to face facts, is going to use the same 2 adjectives again, crawling and obfuscate. But notwithstanding his addiction arising from his weakness, let me give an answer. Your question, the first part was Sharm el-Sheikh. Take the worst interpretation of Sharm el-Sheikh heaped on it by the BJP. No, Sharm el-Sheikh is 1/100th of 5 things which Mr. Vajpayee did. 1, Lahore bus, 2, Kargil, 3, Agra, 4, Parliament attack.
The Prime Minister said in January, I'm asking for the 3rd time after this dastardly act of the beheading.
Now let me answer.
Talk about those who are responsible for this must be brought to the book. Did the Prime Minister mean what he said?
After the dastardly act, Government of India, after 26/11, has taken the most concerted series of steps, bringing A, specifically, huge international opprobrium on Pakistan, global, from all quarters. B, leading Pakistan to accept that Pakistani actors supported by Pakistan state were involved. Never before have they done it. C, putting to trial those people by sending commissions. D, the 2 commissions, not 1 sent, are precisely to nail Hafiz and Lakhvi. We, of course, are strongly objecting to Hafiz and Lakhvi roaming free, no doubt. But being a sovereign country short of attacking Pakistan, without telling us how to do it, as Mr. Mitra would want.
So you said you're basically saying we're helpless.
Yes, we can attack Pakistan.
So you're basically saying we are helpless.
We are helpless.
No,
yes.
You're saying we are helpless.
I am not here into the business of giving oversimplified answers. I am not in the business of giving oversimplified answers.
But your party president is asking for a question. Why doesn't the Prime Minister tell your party president we are
Pakistan, we
helpless?
can do nothing. Your answer is helpless. That I can only ascribe to yet another formulation of the Arnab dictionary. But let me continue. We are not helpless because 5 different levels which are not publicized on day one today, political, economic, diplomatic and social, have been and in this case again will be brought to put there on Pakistan. You can take it. If it is not, and if it doesn't pinch Pakistan, you can then haul us up later.
Now I have asked you the question
and
listen
for those
to
actions to take
No, listen to me. No, Dr. Singhvi, listen to me.
Yes.
It turns out, I asked you the question, this is the last point, last 2 minutes on the news hour tonight. You see, after the beheadings, the Prime Minister said it won't be business as usual. But business as usual happened. Salman Khurshid said,
no.
I am 1 minute,
No.
I'll prove to you now. Listen to me, sir, I'll give you an example. If you just listen to me. Salman Khurshid said, I am receiving good signals from the Pakistani leadership after Sharif came to power. Pakistan violated the ceasefire on the 28th of June. Check your facts, sir. 4 days later, Khurshid met Sartaj Aziz, the advisor to Nawaz Sharif, and committed, despite what was happening on the border, he committed to future meetings to improve the dialogue between India and Pakistan. In other words, what you did at Sharm el-Sheikh, you are continuing in the last few weeks. And that is why we are paying the price and our soldiers are being killed because you have assured Pakistan.
Your interpretation, if I may say so.
I've given you the facts.
Your interpretation, I am sorry to say, is highly distorted.
Well, it is the facts. It is a fact.
First fallacy of your interpretation is that you assume that whenever anything happens, if you talk to Pakistan, you are weak and, as he puts it, crawling.
What have you gained by talking to Pakistan? What have you gained?
Talking is not the point. What you talk is important.
What have you gained?
When you gain a lot, you tell Pakistan where it gets off.
You tell the people of this country in substantial terms what you have gained.
You gain nothing on the contrary by sulking.
What have you gained?
You gain nothing by sulking.
No, but what have you gained?
By talking, you don't concede anything.
Why? What if I'm sorry that you use a phrase like sulking. Were you saying we were sulking after 26/11? Were we sulking after 26/11?
No.
Were we sulking after 26/11?
Look, only a weak nation sulks in a corner and does not talk.
So Pranab Mukherjee, when he was defending, you are saying that your government after 26/11 was weak. You are saying that your government was weak in 2008. You are saying you were weak.
The moment you talk, you are weak.
No,
that's the problem. That's the fallacy of the assumption.
So when your government called off talks with Pakistan after the 26/11 attack, you are saying that was an admission of our weakness?
Yes.
Is that your definition of foreign policy, Dr. Singhvi?
Not at all. Not at all.
But you just said it.
I am saying that there are calibrated methods of responding. You first respond in a certain way, but you don't stop talking forever. You then talk in a tough way. You then actually take concrete actions. It's not talk.
Sir, the beheading happened in January. The attack has happened now in August.
And that's what happens.
So what have you achieved in these 8 months, or do the people of this country not have a right to ask you?
Give it a couple of weeks and you see that the government of India will take action. I have no doubt. The Congress party has said so.
Well, now that Sonia Gandhi is goading you, I'm sure it will.
And we are very open about it.
Now that Sonia Gandhi is goading the government, I'm
sure it will.
You are going
on 3 words only, Arnab. You are saying the moment this happens, you should give a notice that we will now not talk to you.
Sir,
Mr. Mitra is saying the moment you talk, you are weak and obfuscating. That's the problem with
your attempt to not answer my question. No, your attempt to not answer my question by putting words in my mouth is unacceptable to me, because those are your words, not mine.
This is the only answer I can manage.
Those are your words, not mine. Chandan Mitra's response to you. Chandan Mitra.
Yes. You see, I really wonder if a Pakistani general or Pakistan establishment is watching Dr. Singhvi on this program. I'm sure they are. I mean, they'll just be laughing. They're just laughing all the way. They say that, this is the state of the Indian government. I mean, they don't even go by their own stated position.
Then they'll be behaving just like you. Then they'll be behaving just like you.
Okay.
That means the Pakistanis and you are behaving identically.
Every few weeks, the Indian government changes its position, as Dr. Singhvi has just admitted. Today we must talk, but no, after
I don't understand.
Well, I think now that
every few weeks, we change our position, and
the Congress party
takes us seriously.
The Congress
nobody
party
takes us seriously.
The Congress.
And let me 1 minute, Arnab. Just my last point. My last point is that while Dr. Singhvi is saying that we must talk to Pakistan, Pakistan is talking with the gun. Pakistan is talking with the gun every day. And now they are killing our Jawans, they are mutilating them, beheading them. That is Pakistan's language.
On the other side of the news are tonight. No, I think Sonia Gandhi has set the pace and she's herself putting pressure on the government. I don't know whether the Congress party will say their president's words are jingoistic, because that's what they always use with the media when the media asks tough questions on Pakistan. But now it appears before the elections, the Congress president herself is pushing for action against Pakistan. Let's see how the Prime Minister responds and whether he has that New York meeting. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That was a well-debated subject. Thank you for joining me on the Face Off tonight. Thank you very much.